Okay, so we start with Tywin melting down ice, which is just a massive punch in the face to the viewers because it's like, okay, we just went through season 3, episode 9. Ned's dead, we get that. And I don't mind that, as in that's why I watch Game of Thrones, for it to repeatedly punch me in the face. The first thing that caught my attention this season was Oberyn Martell, and he was actually the highlight for me this episode, just because it felt really, really primal, and I feel like that's one of the key themes of Game of Thrones that hasn't really been showing lately. When he was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab this guy's crotch, and the lesbians are gonna have sex on that sofa over there. Also, it's quite hard to stop watching when you're that uncomfortable, which is why I assume you're watching me. I like him. I don't think he was very clever because he threatened the Lannisters, and we all know what happened to the last guy who threatened the Lannisters. And also, he doesn't know Tyrion is this cool guy. I don't really know what he's planning on. Why be sneaky about it at the very least? Just don't come out and say I'm going to kill you and your entire family. And then we go on to Daenerys and her dragons, who are for some reason going through their rebellious teenage phase, which I think really does suck because if she does not have dragons, then what does she have? As in, I know she has these 8,000 eunuchs, and everyone has an army, so that's not really that special. And then she has these peasants, but they're not really going to do anything. Have you seen them? Which also raises the question of how is she feeding all these people? It doesn't really make sense. And also, she's in the middle of this desert. But anyway, and then the thing is that makes it worse is that she now wants to go and get more slaves, and it's really like, how many slaves do you need? And I do get the fact that it's this moral thing. I wouldn't even mind if she did this in her own time where we didn't even see it, because I'm just kind of bored of it now. It's been 4 seasons. How are you not in Westeros yet? You are going to get there and everyone's going to be dead. You are going to have no one to rule over. But, it's your choice. It's your life, Daenerys. And then they recast Daario Naharis, and I didn't like that. And it wasn't just because it was a recasting. It was because they didn't even try and make him look a little bit similar to the previous actor, and it was really jarring when it was just oh, they kept suddenly saying Daario Naharis and showing his face, and it made me feel stupid. It's who is this guy? And the thing is, I don't even mind that much. It's that he doesn't act like the guy before. The guy before, I felt threatened when he was there. It was I was kind of suspicious. I didn't really know whether to trust him or not. And then with this guy, when he was giving her the flowers, if the other guy was giving her the flowers, I might have thought, ooh, this is he's giving her poisonous flowers. It's kind of threatening. But with this guy, I don't really care. It's just you're really irrelevant. Can you please go to the back of the train? And I know it wasn't the production company's fault. And to be honest, we haven't really seen that much of his acting. So maybe I'm completely wrong, and he's going to prove himself. But it was just a little thing. Then we have Sansa and Tyrion, who I really feel for. I do feel for Sansa. As in, I do understand, I understand her character. She's a whiny child, as in, she is a child who's really, really innocent. She believes in all these fairy tale things. But now it's season 4, and I really thought that we were going to have some sort of Daenerys thing with her as well, as in, at least, maybe become a little bit involved in the political side of the capital. But no, she just kind of, cries and sits there. And then Shae, lures Tyrion into bed, which was very, very well done because we'd just gone through that emotional little scene, and then, oh, sex, which is really a summary of Game of Thrones, isn't it? And then Tyrion does not want to have sex with Shae, and I'm not really sure where I sit on this area. As in, I have read some of the books, and I know Shae is just a whiny little whore in those who's just there for Tyrion's money. But I really did like Tyrion and Shae together in this, and now I feel like they are breaking apart. I hope Shae doesn't leave, but I do see her getting killed off, especially with that stupid little handmaiden who ran after Cersei as soon as she heard them talking. And then we go to Jaime, and he has a new golden hand now, which I also think is really, really stupid, because it's just what are you going to do with this hand? You can't move it. It would have been more useful for you to have had a hook. And then I don't really understand what's happening with Cersei, because she's the one who wanted the useless golden hand. And now apparently she's been having these symptoms, which is kind of suspicious. And why won't she have sex with her brother? And then we have Jon Snow's scene, which I thought was surprisingly strong. Either his character or him as an actor is coming to the front, and I can't really tell which one it is yet. I guess with Robb he is the eldest male in the Stark family, and I really hope he does bring the Starks back together. I love Olenna, I love Marjorie, and then Brienne comes along, and it's a very, very fun threesome. And then Brienne and Marjorie go to the side, and it was good because I forgot that Brienne and Marjorie they knew each other from beforehand, and it was nice that Brienne finally has someone else to interact with. And then she speaks to Jaime about bringing Sansa back, and then Jaime makes the awkward "Are we related?" joke, are you hitting on her or are you insulting her? Because I'm not really sure. But then Brienne does tell him, like, take Sansa back to safety. I did want to see a little bit more emotion from Brienne about Catelyn's death. That I think that was one of the things that I was looking forward to after watching season 3, episode 9. There was the bit with Jaime afterwards where she's like, you have to return her, you made a promise. And then I do agree that it's kind of like, where are you going to return her to, really? Like, before all the Stark children, and everyone actually had, like, they were going somewhere in some sort of direction, and now they're not really doing that. Everyone's just kind of wandering around. And I guess this season's more about the characters, but I am quite sad that I thought the first 3 seasons were about the characters and we are finally going to see some wars and some fighting, but apparently not. Then Joffrey and Jaime, which is very, very sad because Jaime is obviously his dad, and then Joffrey. The thing about Joffrey though is that, like, he's really, really, really mean, obviously, but like I don't even like think of him as like cruel. Like, I don't hate him anymore. Like, at the beginning I really, really, really hated him, but now it's just like, oh, that's who he is. Just like, it's just like, sometimes I do feel like they're making him look mean for the sake of being mean. He's the one character who's just like, why are you such a dick? I don't really understand what you want. Then we have Sansa and Ser Dontos, which was a very, very bizarre scene because, like, I didn't feel threatened at all, and I saw a fat, like, bumbling man in the background. I don't know if we were supposed to see that, but I did. And then we have Arya and the Hound, which was everyone's favourite scene, but not mine. And it was because it kind of came off like a little bit like a comedy. It was like, you saw these two faces in the hedges, and then it was like, I'm sorry, I'm very popular. And then, like, they keep talking about chicken for some reason.
Chicken. Two chickens. Chicken.
Like, I kind of lost the, like, point at one point. I was just like, okay, like, are you hungry? And then the Hound just gets up and starts beating everyone. And then Arya's standing to the side and just not really doing anything. And then I was like, okay, maybe, like, this will be kind of cool. Like, maybe we'll see those dancing lessons coming into, like, play here, finally. But no, she just kind of stands on the sideline for a while. And I know in the end she does kind of bring out her sword and attack people from behind, which again, I felt like it was very, very similar to the scene that we had at the finale for season 3, where she was like stabbing those guys in the neck repeatedly, and it was just, I felt like it was just a repeating of that, and I didn't really need that again. I do see that, okay, clearly she enjoys killing a lot more now. She was very, very happy. I did like the vengeance, although I didn't really care about this guys, and like, no one really liked Lomi, let's face it. But yeah, it was a solid episode. Set a lot of stuff up. Either it's going to go really, really well from here or really, really downhill. And so for that reason, I give it a 7 out of 10. I didn't write anything down, so I couldn't hold anything up. But I will be reviewing the next episode next week. Please come back. Bye.